Chris. You know, the restaurants and shops we're all used to going to have been closed for weeks or have had at least reduced hours. People have been laid off, so these places are really struggling. Now, as far as this stimulus package, the president says they're still negotiating, but they're very close to reaching a deal. Now, under this stimulus package, $250 billion could go to small businesses, $100 billion could be approved for public health, $75 billion for hospital support, and $25 billion for testing. Now, this comes as the country is more divided on when to reopen the economy. So beaches in Florida are back open, marinas are opening in the Northeast, and farmers markets in Seattle. Today, Texas and Vermont will start to reopen their economies as well. But what's interesting is a new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll which shows nearly 60% of voters fear that the economy will open too soon, therefore leading to even more coronavirus cases. Governors across the country are definitely split on this. Now, Vice President Mike Pence is going to be having a call with all governors today, so I'm sure he will be hearing lots of different opinions on this. Chris?